She pulled a $300,000 Maybach into my private workshop, had her assistant send me a 3-line text that said, "You won't be needing that space this weekend," and then went to her daughter's tennis tournament like she owned the planet. And maybe, in this HOA, she thought she did. What she didn't know was that I'd already called my welder, and I was already packing for 2 weeks in Costa Rica. By the time she got back, that car wasn't going anywhere, and neither was her smug little reign over Cedarbrook Estates. Before I tell you exactly how this went down, if you've ever had a neighbor, an HOA board member, or some self-appointed community czar treat your private property like their personal parking lot, you are going to want to see how this ended. Subscribe to HOA Shield right now. We cover real stories, real documentation, and real consequences for the people who deserve them. Hit that bell. Let's get into it. My name doesn't matter. What matters is that I've lived in Cedarbrook Estates for 11 years. I bought my home specifically because it came with a detached 3-car garage, a workshop, really. I'm a hobbyist restorer, classic cars, vintage motorcycles. That workshop is where I spend my weekends, where I decompress, where I do the only thing that genuinely makes me forget the rest of the world exists. Renata had a gift for weaponizing minor rules, which is the most dangerous kind of person in an HOA. She'd wave from her driveway, I'd nod from mine. We were not friends, but we were not enemies. That changed the summer I repaved my workshop driveway. Renata filed an HOA complaint within 48 hours, claiming my new driveway apron extended 3 inches past my property boundary into the HOA common easement. I hired a licensed surveyor. The apron was 6 inches inside my property line. I submitted the survey to the board in writing, requested the complaint be formally dismissed. Renata sent me a revised violation notice 2 weeks later. Different section of the CC&Rs. Now it was about the visual uniformity of driveway materials relative to the neighborhood standard. I hired a property rights attorney for a 1-hour consultation. Her assessment? Both complaints were baseless, borderline retaliatory. The Friday Donovan was set to arrive, I drove to the airport to pick him up. When we got back to my house and turned down my driveway, there it was, a pearl-white Maybach S580, parked inside my workshop, blocking the entire bay I'd cleared for the Chevelle work. Not in front of the workshop, not on the street, inside the workshop. Then I got a text from a number I didn't recognize. It was from her personal assistant, Brianna. The text read, "Mrs. Holloway needs to store her vehicle in your garage for the weekend. She'll have it moved by Monday morning. Thanks." "Oh, I'm glad you called," she said. Her tone was warm but condescending. "It's just the weekend. Your workshop was the obvious solution. It's just sitting there." The first thing I did was document everything. I took 47 photographs, wide shots, close shots, the wheel position inside my workshop. Donovan witnessed the whole process. My friend Marcus Webb, a certified welding contractor who's been doing fabrication work for me for 8 years, arrived the next morning. What Marcus did was install 2 heavy steel security brackets bolted into my workshop floor, connected by a removable crossbar with a commercial-grade padlock. The car was not damaged, but it was absolutely, completely, immovably secured. I filed a formal police report documenting the unauthorized use of my private structure. I received a case number. I also drafted a formal trespass notice and hand-delivered it to Renata's home. Monday, I left for Costa Rica. Renata returned from Asheville Sunday evening to find the trespass notice. She called my cell phone 4 times. She contacted 2 other HOA board members. Both of them quietly declined to get involved. By day 9, I was still in Costa Rica at this point, surfing rather poorly but enthusiastically. The following had been agreed in writing. $1,350 in storage fees. a formal written apology, a 3-year recusal from any enforcement actions against my property. When I got home, the workshop was empty, clean, quiet. The storage fee check had cleared. The apology letter was in a manila folder on my workbench. Your property is yours. Your rights are real. And the paperwork always wins.